If you're a die-hard Browns fan and love breaking down the game like we do, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a blitz. Shedeur Sanders is officially set to make his preseason debut as a starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, and this announcement is sending ripples across the NFL community. According to a report by Mary Kay Cabot of Cleveland.com, Sanders will take the field first against the Carolina Panthers in the Browns preseason opener, a move that has sparked widespread curiosity, speculation, and anticipation. Initially listed as the team's fourth-string quarterback, the 2025 fifth-round pick finds himself thrust into the spotlight following injuries to Kenny Pickett and fellow rookie Dylan Gabriel. Veteran Joe Flacco, who topped the depth chart earlier this week, is not expected to play in the first of 3 preseason games, leaving the door wide open for Sanders. After dealing with some arm soreness late last week, Sanders returned to full strength by Monday and is now set to take first-team reps in practice ahead of Friday night's clash. It's a whirlwind of events for the young QB, the Browns quarterback. Situation this offseason has been anything but typical. With Deshaun Watson continuing to recover from injury, Cleveland overhauled the entire quarterback room in one of the most aggressive shakeups in the NFL. Joe Flacco was signed as the wise veteran presence. Kenny Pickett was brought in via trade, and the team doubled down in the draft by selecting Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. It's not often you see a franchise use 2 draft picks on quarterbacks in the same year, especially with so many veteran options on the roster. But Cleveland wasn't interested in playing it safe. The move speaks volumes about the franchise's desire to build a sustainable future at the most important position in football. That future, at least for this Friday, now rests in the hands of Shedeur Sanders, a young quarterback with pedigree, promise, and poise under pressure. 3 elements the Browns hope will translate quickly. Shedeur Sanders' name alone carries weight, being the son of Hall of Famer and current Colorado coach Deion Prime Sanders. But Shedeur's rise in college football wasn't handed to him. He earned every bit of it with exceptional performances on the field. During his senior season at Colorado in 2024, Sanders posted video game-like numbers, completing 74% of his passes for 434 yards and 37 touchdowns. He was one of the most accurate and productive quarterbacks in the nation, and his ability to thrive in pressure-packed moments was key in Colorado's dramatic turnaround campaign. That statistical dominance made him a media darling and a projected day 1 or day 2 draft pick. However, as the draft wore on, Sanders surprisingly slipped through the cracks, ultimately being selected in the 5th round by Cleveland. That draft day slide shocked many analysts and fans, but it also gave the Browns what could be the steal of the year. The circumstances that led to Sanders' slide in the NFL draft are still debated. Some scouts cited arm strength, others pointed to questions about his ability to operate from a traditional NFL pocket. Regardless, the Browns saw enough to make a move, selecting Sanders after already drafting Dylan Gabriel. This kind of double-down approach at the quarterback position is unconventional, but it demonstrates general manager Andrew Berry's confidence in the upside both rookies bring to the table. When Browns owner Jimmy Haslam was asked about the surprising decision to draft Shedeur, he candidly explained that it was Berry's call entirely. Haslam emphasized that the organization trusts its processes, even if those decisions catch outsiders off guard. That internal trust and commitment to long-term planning could pay dividends if Sanders seizes this unexpected opportunity on Friday night and beyond. The Browns are clearly all in on developing a young QB core. Friday's game against the Carolina Panthers might be a preseason contest on paper, but for Shedeur Sanders, it's a defining moment. This is more than just a start. It's a statement. A chance to show the NFL world that his draft position doesn't reflect his ceiling. He'll be facing live defenses for the first time at the pro level, and all eyes will be on his poise in the pocket, his decision-making under duress, and his chemistry with the Browns' skill players. With Flacco sitting out, and Pickett and Gabriel nursing injuries, the Browns have essentially handed Sanders a golden ticket, a real shot at impressing the coaching staff, and even shifting the internal depth chart narrative. Head coach Kevin Stefanski will surely be watching every snap closely, analyzing not just performance, but leadership, control of the offense, and situational awareness. It's Sanders' first audition, and it couldn't be more high stakes, even though it's just preseason. What happens under those Friday night lights could have ripple effects that extend well beyond August. In recent years, we've seen preseason stars rise from relative obscurity to steal backup jobs, or even starting roles, by seizing their moment. And that's exactly what Shedeur Sanders is looking to do. If he performs well, it could force the Browns' hand in keeping him higher on the depth chart, especially if the health of Pickett and Gabriel remains uncertain. It could also give Cleveland a valuable trade asset down the line, or at the very least a promising developmental option behind Watson. With his skill set, college pedigree, and now this unexpected shot, Sanders is walking into a perfect storm of opportunity. But he'll need to deliver. The NFL is a ruthless league, and preseason dreams can vanish in the blink of an eye. It's time for Sanders to put on a show. Another angle that makes Shedeur's situation fascinating is the narrative aspect. The media will be all over this game, not just because of Sanders' lineage, but also because of the quarterback drama brewing in Cleveland. You've got a franchise quarterback in Watson whose return remains murky, a respected veteran in Flacco not participating this week, and two young QBs, Gabriel and Pickett, currently out of the picture due to injury. And then there's Sanders, who was reportedly dealing with arm soreness just days ago, suddenly emerging as QB1 for this game. It's cinematic, really, from the depth of the roster to the top of the marquee in less than a week. And if he performs, well, the headlines are going to explode with praise or questions, maybe both. Is Shedeur ready to make a run at the backup job? Could he push Pickett if Watson isn't ready? These questions will start flying fast. That kind of media attention is nothing new for Sanders, though. Throughout his college career, particularly during his time at Jackson State and Colorado, he was often at the center of football conversations. Whether it was for his on-field performance, his leadership, or his father's outsized presence on the sidelines, Shedeur has lived in the spotlight and never backed down from the pressure. That experience could serve him well in Cleveland, a franchise that has had more than its share of quarterback drama over the past 2 decades. Sanders brings not just athletic skill, but also a maturity and mental toughness that's rare in rookies. Those intangible qualities are what make Friday start so intriguing. He won't be rattled by the moment, but he will be tested. At NFL, speed is different, the windows are tighter, and the pressure is constant. How Sanders adapts will speak volumes about his future. Of course, the coaching staff isn't expecting perfection. Stefanski and offensive coordinator Alex Van Pelt will be watching for growth, composure, and execution of the game plan. Mistakes will happen. It's part of the process for every rookie quarterback. But the key is how Sanders responds. Can he bounce back after a bad throw? Can he rally the huddle if a drive stalls? Can he read a disguised coverage and make a smart decision on 3rd down? These are the real tests that determine whether a young quarterback sticks around or becomes a footnote. Sanders' college resume suggests he has the tools. Now it's about translating them to the NFL stage. This preseason opener is just the beginning, but it could very well shape the way Cleveland approaches the rest of the preseason and potentially even the regular season depth chart. Everything starts now. The pressure, the expectations, the circumstances, they all create the perfect backdrop for a compelling football story. Shedeur Sanders isn't just starting a preseason game for the Cleveland Browns. He's stepping into a moment that could change the trajectory of his career. With the team's quarterback situation in flux and a massive spotlight shining on his every move, Sanders has an opportunity that every young QB dreams of but few actually get. Whether it's a brief glimpse of brilliance or the start of something. Special Friday night's performance will echo in every Browns meeting room and every sports talk show across the country. From 4th string to starter in a matter of days, this is Sanders' moment. He may be just a 5th round pick to some, but to the Browns right now, he's QB1. And for at least one night in Carolina, the spotlight belongs entirely to Shedeur Sanders. Enjoying the content so far? Smash that like button and drop your take. In the comments, we want to hear what you think about the Browns this season. Is it happening? Is this real life? Or are we all just caught up in one of the wildest NFL fever dreams imaginable? Because if the latest buzz from around the league is to be believed, the GOAT himself, yes, Tom Brady, is allegedly stepping out of retirement once again, and not for just any team. Word on the street is that Brady is set to join the Cleveland Browns. You heard that right. Not the Patriots, not the Buccaneers, the Cleveland Browns. The city of Cleveland is holding its breath, and the NFL world is spinning off its axis. After officially retiring for a second time and diving headfirst into business ventures, broadcast deals, and ownership talks, no one, and I mean no one, saw this coming. So where did this all begin? What sparked this insane rumor? And could it actually be real? Let's dive deep. The first whisper started on social media, as always. A cryptic tweet from an NFL insider hinted at a major quarterback shakeup involving a franchise in the AFC North. At first, fans assumed it was about the Steelers or perhaps the Ravens trying to snag a new backup. But then someone pointed out something strange. Brady was spotted in Cleveland, allegedly visiting the Browns facility late at night, away from cameras and with a heavy security escort. One photo, blurry, almost Bigfoot level quality, showed a man who looked exactly like Tom Brady stepping into a black SUV near the Browns training center. It wasn't confirmed, but fans and analysts alike started piecing things together, pulling at every thread. Suddenly, talk shows were filled with speculation. Could it be? Could Brady really be aligning with a franchise that hasn't exactly been synonymous with Super Bowl success? The noise only got louder from there. Then came the reports. Not from your average rumor mills, but from legit sources. A handful of NFL journalists with proven track records started teasing something historic about to unfold in the league. Cleveland's own local reporters, usually tight-lipped unless facts are rock solid, began dropping cryptic hints on radio shows, saying the team was exploring a never-before-seen quarterback scenario. Combine that with the Browns' current QB situation, the inconsistency, the injuries, the lack of playoff certainty, and suddenly the idea didn't seem so ridiculous anymore. If there's one man who thrives on proving people wrong, who loves coming back when people least expect it, it's Tom Brady. Remember, this is the same guy who came back from a 28-3 deficit in the Super Bowl. If he sees a challenge, he doesn't back down. He leans in. And the Browns, that might be the biggest challenge of his career. Let's not forget the NFL ownership angle either. Brady has been heavily involved in business ventures since hanging up the cleats, including buying a piece of the Las Vegas Raiders. But with ownership issues still unresolved and the league slow walking the approval process, some insiders believe Brady's hunger for direct involvement with football never really disappeared. It was only redirected. Sources claim that his recent frustrations with the slow pace of the business side have reignited the fire within him. The urge to play. Combine that with the Browns potentially giving him control over offensive decisions, and it starts to make a lot of sense. This wouldn't just be a comeback. It would be a statement. Brady wouldn't be coming back for fun. He'd be coming back to win. And what bigger mic drop than winning it all with the Cleveland Browns? Imagine the legacy narrative. The GOAT turns around the most tortured franchise in the NFL. But what about the Browns' current quarterback, Deshaun Watson? That's the million-dollar question. Or maybe the $230 million one, considering Watson's massive, fully guaranteed deal. However, rumors suggest Cleveland's front office has grown increasingly uncertain about Watson's long-term viability. The injury setbacks, off-field distractions, and inconsistent performances have cast doubt over his ability to lead the team deep into the playoffs. There's talk that the Browns may be looking to restructure the QB room, not necessarily replace Watson outright, but bring in someone like Brady to serve as a short-term stabilizer, mentor, and potential starter depending on how the season unfolds. The idea would be to bring leadership, discipline, and an elite football mind into the locker room. And let's be honest, if you're a franchise desperate for postseason relevance and Tom Brady says he's ready, you don't say, no. You move mountains to make it happen. There's also talk that Brady has been training quietly under the radar. Several fitness coaches from his old TB12 circle have gone silent on social media, fueling speculation that something is brewing. Insiders say he's kept a regular throwing schedule, stayed in elite shape, and even been reviewing film with trusted advisors. If all that's true, then Brady might not be as retired as he let on. In fact, some believe he's been preparing for this for months, just waiting for the right situation to emerge. And with Cleveland boasting a top-tier defense, a strong run game with Nick Chubb, and a talented offensive line, it might be the perfect storm. Add to that the chaos in the AFC with powerhouse teams facing uncertainty, and you can start to see why Brady might believe he has one more ring left in him. This wouldn't be a farewell tour. It would be war. Now let's talk legacy. If Tom Brady really comes back and plays for the Browns, even if just for one season, it would be one of the boldest moves in sports history. His legacy is already unmatched with 7 Super Bowl rings, countless records, and an ironclad GOAT status. But bringing the Browns, the long-suffering, oft-mocked, perennially unlucky Browns, to relevance or even the Super Bowl. That would take his legend to an entirely new level. Cleveland fans would worship him. The NFL would explode. Sports media would feast. It would be the biggest storyline since Jordan returned to the NBA. But here's the kicker. Brady doesn't care about media narratives. He cares about competition, and he cares about winning. If he believes this Browns team gives him the tools to win, or if the rumors are true, then all logic goes out the window. This might actually happen. And what about his family, his post-football commitments, and the broadcasting deal with Fox? That's where things get even spicier. Allegedly, Brady's broadcasting debut has already been delayed once. And behind closed doors, there's chatter that he's reconsidering his TV future altogether. Fox is reportedly supportive of whatever decision he makes, knowing full well that a Brady comeback would only boost viewership in the long run. As for family life, sources close to the Brady camp say he's found a new balance and that his loved ones would support one more run, especially if it's meaningful, brief, and doesn't drag out for years. So the barriers that might have stopped him before don't seem as firm now. Everything is lining up just a little too perfectly. And with Cleveland reportedly ready to hand him the reins and write a blank check, the stage is practically begging for the greatest encore of all time. So what's next? When can fans expect confirmation or denial of this insane rumor? Well, that's the thing. Both the Browns and Brady's camp have remained completely silent. No confirmations, no denials, just radio silence. And in today's media landscape, silence speaks volumes. If this were fake, someone would have shut it down by now. The fact that nobody is talking only fuels the speculation. Every reporter, every analyst, every podcast is on high alert. Training camp is right around the corner, and if Brady really is suiting up for the Browns, it would have to happen soon. Some believe the announcement is already scheduled. A surprise press conference, a viral video, maybe even a stadium reveal. One thing's for sure, something big is coming. Whether it's Brady or just smoke and mirrors, we're about to find out. But for now, the NFL world watches, waits, and holds its breath. And let's be honest, wouldn't it be just like Tom Brady to pull this off? To come back when no one saw it coming, to join a team no one expected, and to do the unthinkable. One more time, that's who he's always been. The underdog, the 199th pick, the silent assassin. Whether you love him or hate him, you can't deny his mastery of timing. And right now, with the Browns in desperate need of a spark, the league in flux and Brady quietly lurking in the shadows, the stars might actually be aligning. This isn't just a wild rumor, it's a storm building momentum. So buckle up. Because if Tom Brady is really putting on a Browns jersey this season, then the NFL is about to witness something we've never seen before. A legend reborn. A franchise reborn. And maybe, just maybe, history being rewritten right before our eyes. Thanks for riding with us on another Browns Blitz. If you liked the video, share it with a fellow fan, hit subscribe, and ring that bell so you're always part of the Dawg Pound conversation. Go Browns!